A lion brings down a zebra, but it never chews the meat. It rips off a chunk, throws its head back, and swallows it nearly whole. A crocodile does something just as strange. It can't even bite off a clean piece, so it grabs a hunk of flesh, then rolls its entire body underwater to twist it free and swallows it down. No chewing, no grinding, just rip and gulp. For the scariest hunters on Earth, chewing simply isn't a thing. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Snakes swallow their meals whole, sometimes prey fatter than their own head. Eagles and hawks tear meat into strips and swallow them fast. Even sharks skip the grinding. They slice their food small and let the stomach finish the job. So what's actually happening here? Are these animals just poorly designed? Or is chewing totally optional when you're a predator? Stay till the end. The last part will completely change how you think about ancient humans. Let's begin with the wildest case of all. Snakes physically can't chew. Their jaw doesn't work like ours. Instead of one solid bone, their lower jaw splits into two separate halves, held together by a stretchy band of tissue. That's how they swallow prey bigger than their own skull. But that jaw only moves forward and back in a slow, walking-like motion, dragging the prey deeper down the throat, one side at a time. There's zero side-to-side movement, so grinding is simply impossible. Once the meal is down, the stomach takes charge. A snake's stomach acid is among the most powerful in nature, strong enough to melt bone, fur, and even claws. A python that eats a whole deer can spend over a week dissolving the skeleton. The chewing never vanished. It just moved from the mouth into the belly. Crocodiles face a similar issue, but for a totally different reason. Their jaws only snap up and down, no sideways motion whatsoever. Perfect for clamping with shell-cracking force, but hopeless for grinding. So crocodiles do something truly surprising. They swallow stones on purpose. These are called gastroliths. Scientists studying wild crocodiles have found handfuls of smooth rocks in their bellies. The idea is that these stones act like a grinding mill inside them, churning against the meat to help break it down. The crocodile never needed grinding teeth at all. Sharks take a whole different route, and it starts with their teeth. A shark's teeth aren't built to last. They're built to be thrown away. One shark can lose tens of thousands of teeth in a lifetime. New rows keep rotating forward to replace the old ones. Those teeth are shaped like blades and serrated saws, made purely for slicing flesh into swallowable pieces, not for crushing anything. Once a piece is small enough, down it goes. No chewing at all. Then a coiled gut called the spiral valve slowly pulls out every nutrient. Big cats are a slightly different story, and it comes down to the shape of their teeth. A lion's teeth aren't made for grinding. Some of them work like scissor blades, sliding past each other to shear meat into strips. Their jaw only moves up and down, the same limit as a crocodile, but for a different reason. Cats evolved as pure meat eaters, and slicing meat off bone fast matters more than grinding it slowly. In the wild, speed is everything. A pride of lions eats while fighting off hyenas and vultures. The faster the meat goes down, the less gets stolen. Birds of prey push this even further. An eagle or hawk has no teeth at all, so everything gets torn apart with a hooked beak and swallowed in chunks. Sometimes whole small animals go down in one piece, fur, bones, and all. But that creates a problem. Bone shards and fur are useless once they reach the gut. So birds of prey evolved a clever fix. Their stomach separates what's digestible from what isn't. Everything they can't break down gets squeezed into a dense pellet and coughed back up hours later. Owls are the most famous example. Biologists have spent decades dissecting these pellets to see what owls eat. So across snakes, crocodiles, sharks, big cats, and birds, 5 completely different paths lead to the same result. No grinding in the mouth at all. Just tear, slice, or swallow. But here's where it gets interesting, because not every predator skips chewing. Some of the best hunters and scavengers chew constantly. And once you learn which ones, the whole pattern makes sense. Hyenas chew, not gently. Their jaws are among the strongest of any land mammal, powerful enough to crack open the leg bone of a buffalo. Their back teeth are broad and flat for exactly that, grinding through bone that other predators leave behind. Wolves and dogs chew too, using flatter back teeth to crack smaller bones. But bears are the biggest surprise. They're classed as carnivores, yet they act like omnivores, and their teeth show it. Broad, flat molars, built for grinding plants, nuts, and berries too. So the real dividing line isn't about being a predator. It's about about how flexible your diet is. Animals that eat only soft meat never evolved grinding teeth. Animals that process bone or plants evolved flat molars and side-moving jaws, because for them, grinding actually pays off, which flips the whole question around. Chewing is a special tool. It only shows up in animals whose diet truly demands it. And there's one more layer to this. It's about time, not just teeth. A kill in the wild is a ticking clock. Vultures start circling within minutes. Hyenas smell blood from over a mile away. Rival packs and scavengers all race to the same body. An animal that chews slowly is an animal that loses its meal. Swallowing big chunks means locking in calories before anyone arrives, even if the stomach has to work harder later. That trade-off might be the real answer. Mouth speed versus stomach effort. A crocodile, a shark, a lion, and a python share almost nothing. Different bodies, different habitats, different evolution. Yet most landed on the exact same solution. Skip the mouth. Let the gut handle it. It's easy to watch an animal gulp food whole and think something's missing, like evolution forgot to finish the job. But every one of these animals runs a system tested for millions of years, where a few extra seconds over a kill mean eating or starving. The chewing didn't disappear because it wasn't important. It just moved to wherever it made the most sense. Sometimes into the throat, sometimes into the stomach, sometimes into a coughed-up pellet, and for a crocodile, sometimes into a mouthful of rocks sitting quietly in its gut.